Yeah, welcome back again, everyone. Hope you're all enjoying the classes, and as always, any aches or pains or anything, just stop the exercise, and any issues or feedback, just let us know afterwards, and hope you enjoy. So we'll start sitting up nice and tall again on the mat, coming a little bit forwards towards the front of the mat, up nice and tall, head and neck in line, eye line in front. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose, feel the air going to the back and the side of your lungs. And then as you breathe out, tuck in your chin, roll down one at a time, let your hands come down your legs. Take a big deep breath in here to hold again into the back and the side of your lungs. And then breathe out, stack all the way up on top of each other. One at a time, shoulders back and down, head and neck in line. Again, breathe in and out. A big deep breath in here to hold. And breathe out, come all the way up, nice and tall, shoulders back and down, head and neck in line. One more, breathe in. And breathe out. Big deep breath in. And then come all the way up, nice and tall, shoulders back and down, head and neck in line. And from here, roll past your sit bones, all the way down to your head, resting onto the towel. Just bend the knees in a little bit more, tilt your pelvis back and forth into your neutral. Take a breath in. Breathe out, pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core, go into your imprint, press your lower back into the mat. Breathe in, hold. Out. Release. And again, breathe in. And out. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out. Release. And again, in through your nose. Out. Into your imprint. Breathe in, hold it there. And breathe out. Release to neutral. Slide the towel out from under your head. Breathe in. And out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Roll through your imprint. Peel the hips up to the lower back up. Breathe in, hold it there. And then breathe out. Come back down. One at a time. Go through your imprint back to the start. And again, breathe in. Out. Peel all the way up. Squeeze the hips. Lift the hips up. Breathe in. And breathe out. One at a time. All the way back to your neutral. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Peel up. This time we're going to hold it up here. Reach the hands up to the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out. Reach one hand overhead and down by your side. In, back to the center. Swap sides. Reach and back. Reach, back. Reach, back. Keep the hips in the air. Keep the ribs down. Don't let them poke up. Reach, back. One more. Reach and back. Hold it here. Lift one leg to tabletop. Breathe in. Breathe out. Straighten out that leg with the opposite arm overhead. Breathe in. Back to the center. So one arm, the opposite leg. And back. Stay holding the same leg in the air. Reach and back. Reach, back. Really squeeze good to keep the hips up. Reach, back. One more. Lower that leg down. With the other leg to tabletop. Really working to keep the hips up. Breathe in and breathe out. Stretch out the opposite arm or leg. In, back. Reach, back. As you're doing it, working really hard to keep the hips up. And also don't let the ribs poke up. Be able to keep them down. One more. Lower the foot back down and slowly peel the hips back down. Hands down by your side. Pop the towel back under your head. Breathe in. Reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Breathe out. Circle them overhead all the way down around to your hips. Breathe in. Hands up to the ceiling. Out. Circle them overhead down to your hips. In, up, out, circle. In, up, out, circle. Really focus on keeping the ribs down. Going to change direction for a few. So breathe in, circle the hands out to the side. And breathe out, come down the middle. In, circle the hands out, out, come down the middle. In, and out. Last one. In, and out. Palms facing down. And breathe in, bring the shoulders all the way up to your ears. Breathe out, slide your hands to your feet. In to your ears, out to feet. In and out. One more. And out. And then just come back to the middle of those two positions. Reach the fingertips up to the ceiling again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. Breathe in. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind your back. So breathe out. Reach. In. Lower the shoulder blades and squeeze. Keep the hands pointing up to the ceiling. Reach and squeeze. Reach and squeeze. Reach. Squeeze. Last one. And squeeze. Relax the hands down by your side. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Drop your leg out to the side. Straighten it along the mat. Breathe in. Turn the foot in. Bend up. Swap sides. Drop. Straighten. Turn in. Bend up. And again. Drop. Straighten. In. Bend. Drop. Straighten. Turn in. Bend up. Make sure the opposite knee doesn't move. Drop. Straighten. In. Bend. One more to each side. Last one. Turn in and bend up. From here, roll over onto your hands and knees. Okay, so to start, make sure your hands are directly under your shoulders, knees are directly under your hips. Take a breath in. Breathe out, pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Tuck your tailbone out, bring your waist down, ribs down, come down between your shoulders, lift the head and neck up to look in front. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bring the tailbone in, waist up, ribs up between the shoulders, head and neck drops to look at your knees. Breathe in. And out, tailbone out, waist down, ribs down, down between the shoulders, head and neck comes up to look in front. Breathe in. And out, tailbone in, waist up, ribs up between the shoulders, head and neck drops. One more in each direction. Last one, breathe in. And breathe out, bring the tailbone in, waist up, ribs up between the shoulders, head and neck drops. Come back to your neutral, tuck your toes in under your feet. Breathe in. Breathe out, pull up again with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lift the knees a couple of inches off the mat, keep the back straight. Breathe in, lower. Out and lift. In, lower. Lift. Lower. One more. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax back down. Flatten the feet and then come down onto your tummy. Rest the forehead onto the towel. Hands at the level of your ears, just out a little bit wider. Take a breath in. And breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Imagining nice under your belly button you're trying to keep off of it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring the shoulders back and down. Lift the head and chest up to look at the towel. Breathe in, hold it there. Breathe out. Lower. Breathe in. Out. Shoulders back and down. Lift up. In, hold. Out. Lower. And again, breathe in. Out. Lift. In, hold. Out. Lower. This time we'll lift the hands up as well. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shoulders back and down. With the head, chest, hands up. Breathe in, hold. Out. Lower. Breathe in. And out. Shoulders back and down. Head, chest, hands up. In, hold. Keep the chin tucked in. Out. Lower. And again, breathe in. Out. Back and down. Lift. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out. Lower. The slight variation. We're going to keep the hands stretched above us. Breathe in. And out again. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lift the head, chest, hands up. In, hold. Out. Lower. This is a little bit harder if the lever is longer, so if you want to put it back, that's fine. Breathe in. Out. So lift. Keep the core strong. Keep the belly button off the mat. Breathe in, lower, last one. And out, lift. Breathe in, hold it there. Breathe out, lower back. Bring your hands back towards your chest. Come up onto your hands and knees and sit back onto your heels into a shallow stretch. Hold it here for a couple of breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. One more. And then come all the way forward and lie onto your back again. You can pop the towel out of the way if you want. If you feel that you're comfortable, you're able to get your head nice and flat. If not, keep the towel under. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lengthen the back of your neck to tuck in your chin. Breathe in, release. And again. Breathe out. Tuck in. Breathe in, release. So you're just drawing your chin in towards your neck as you lengthen the back of the neck. One more. And release. Pop the towel back under your head. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Go into your imprint. Lift one leg to tabletop and the second leg. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Tuck in your chin. Curl up to look at your knees. Breathe in. Hold it there. Breathe out. Lower. Breathe in. Out. Tuck in and curl up. In. Hold. Out. Lower. Breathe in. And out. And in. And lower. Next time we're going to hold it up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Tuck in your chin. Curl up. We're going to pulse it. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to do it on the leg diagonal, then do. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. As you do it, make sure you're keeping the tummy flat as you can. We don't want the muscles doming up. Keep the chin tucked in. If you find it too hard, just bend the knees. Makes it a little bit easier. Any pain in the back of your head, your neck, just pop one hand behind your head. So 2 more. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees, head and neck down. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Pull up again with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Make sure you're in your imprint. Tuck in your chin, curl up to look at your knees. Pop both hands behind your head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring one shoulder across to the opposite hip. In, back to the center. Soft sides. Across and back. Across, back. Down, across, back. Make sure your chin stays tucked in. Your head's curled up. And it's the shoulders coming across, not just the elbow. 2 more. And head and neck back down. Just hug the knees into the chest. Rock gently from side to side. Bring the legs back to tabletop. Make sure your lower back's in your imprint. Left hand onto the right knee, right hand onto the shin of the right leg. Breathe in. And out. Tuck in your chin, curl up to look at your knees. Stretch out the left leg. Breathe in back to the center and switch. Stretch, switch, stretch, switch. Quick little pulses, quick little breaths. Keep the chin tucked in. Again, any pain in your neck, your head, you can just lower the head back down and you can hop one hand behind. 2 more. Stretch, 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 stretch. Back to tabletop. Keep the chin tucked in if you can. Reach the hands up to the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out. Straighten out the left leg. Reach the right hand overhead. In, back to the center and top. Stretch. Back. Keep the chin tucked in. Stretch. Back. If that's sore, just lower the head back down. And you can do it with the head on the ground either. Stretch. Back. Keep the pelvic floor and the deep core switched on. Don't lose that connection. Keep the lower back in imprint. Stretch. Back. 2 more. And then hug the knees into the chest. Rock gently from side to side. Legs back to tabletop, keep your imprint. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Tuck in, curl up, tuck your knees. Both hands on the outsides of the knees. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stretch out the legs and the arms. Breathe in, circle the hands, bend the knees. Stretch and back. Stretch, back. If you find the coordination hard, just stretch and then come straight back. That's fine too. Stretch, back. Again, any pain in your lower back, just don't stretch out the legs quite as far. Should make it a bit easier. Any pain in your head, just lower it back down. Stretch, back. 2 more. Stretch, back. Last one. Stretch, hold it for 3, 2, 1. Back to the center. Then a leg down, lower one leg down, and the second. Just gently tilt the pelvis back and forth. Take a breath in and breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Straighten out one leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lift that leg up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, circle it out to the side and back down. So breathe in, up, out, circle. Up and circle. So I'm just going to turn so that you can see the way that my leg's going. So both up and then circle. Make sure you're keeping the other knee nice and still, so we don't want any rocking like that. Breathe out, lift, in, circle. Keep the pelvic floor, the deep core held. And then all the way back down, bend that knee, straighten out the other leg. Breathe in, and out. Pull up with your pelvic floor, your deep core, lift up. Breathe in, circle it out to the side, all the way down. In, up, out, circle. Really working on keeping your core steady, keep the other knee nice and still. Make sure it's not rocking. If it is, just don't make the semicircle quite as big. Last one. And then relax back down and bend the knee. Slide the towel out from under your head. Hands down by your sides. Take a breath in. And breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Roll through your imprint. Peel your lower back up one bone at a time. You're going to hold it here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lift one leg to tabletop. Breathe in. Lower. Swap sides. Lift. And lower. Lift. Lower. Really working to keep the hips up. Lift. Lower. One more. And then relax the hips back down. For the next one, you can either cross one leg over the other, or you can just let the other leg lie straight. So I'll show you both. The legs just lying straight. We're going to do single leg bridge. So breathe in, breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lift the hips up. So pressure's only down through one leg. Breathe in, hold, out, lower. Or you can cross the leg over. Breathe in, out. Lift, in, hold, out, lower. So either way, it's only one foot on the ground, and that side's doing all the work. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, lower. Breathe in, out, squeeze and lift, in, hold, out, lower. One more, breathe in, breathe out, lift. We're going to hold it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. Swap over. Again, whichever way you prefer, leg straight or cross over the other one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips up. Breathe in, hold. Out. Lower. Breathe in. Out. Lift. In, hold. Out. Lower. And again, breathe in, out, lift, in, hold, out, lower. One more. Want to lift and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax back down and bend the knees. Take a breath in. Breathe out again. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lift the hips up. This time we're going to hold it. Breathe in. Breathe out, lift up onto your tiptoes. Breathe in, lower. Out, lift, in, lower. Lift, lower. Keep the glutes squeezed. Lift, lower, lift, lower. And lift one leg to tabletop and see can you do the same. Lift, lower. Really getting the calves kicking in. Lift, lower. If you find it too hard, you can just holding it with the leg in the air without going on your tiptoes is fine. Last one, we're going to hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heel down, lower the leg down, keep the hips up. Lift the other leg to tabletop. Breathe in, breathe out, up onto your tiptoes. In, lower. Really challenge with the calves, challenge the hips. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Keep your core switched on and make it easier to keep the control. Last one, we're going to lift, hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. Lower the leg back down. Lower the hips back down. Let the knees drop to one side. Reach the opposite hand out and look towards the other side. Get a nice stretch down your back. Come back to the center. Let the knees fall to the other side. Reach your hand out the opposite side and look towards your hand. And then come back to the center. Again, make sure that there's nothing under your head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Make sure that you plenty of room overhead. We're going to do a rollover. Go into your imprint. Lift one leg to tabletop and then the second leg. Hands down by your side. Legs on the diagonal. Breathe in. Reach the toes up to the ceiling. Breathe out. Roll all the way over as far as you're comfortable. Breathe in, hold it there, let your legs sink down towards the floor. And then breathe out all the way back down, really control it the whole way down until your legs are on the diagonal. Breathe in, toes to the ceiling. Out, roll, in, hold, sink it a little bit more. And then breathe out all the way back to the start. Breathe in, toes to the ceiling. Out, roll, in, hold, and then control it all the way down. Make sure it's nice and slow and controlled so your legs are on the back. One more, toes to the ceiling, and then roll, breathe in, hold. This time I'm going to breathe out and try to point the toes up to the ceiling more. Okay, see, can you get your toes pointed right up to the ceiling, and hold it there. And then you're going to control back down, one at a time, controlling it the whole way down. Bend the knees, and then just hug your knees into your chest, and rock gently from side to side. Make sure you're in your imprint. Bring your legs to tabletop. If you can, straighten them on the diagonal. If you find a little bit uncomfortable, you can keep them at tabletop. It's fine, hands overhead. Take a breath in. Breathe out, pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Breathe in, hands up to the ceiling. Breathe out, tuck in, curl all the way up and sitting just behind your sit bones. In, hands up, out. In, hands to the ceiling. Out, curl up. In, reach the hands up. And out, roll. Hands up, curl up, reach, roll. If you find it too hard, you can do it with feet on the ground. Reach and roll. Or if you really need to, you can pull yourself up with your hand. And then roll back down. Hands up, curl up, reach, and roll. Okay. And again, same as last week, we want to try and add the last two exercises together, so that's the roll up. So legs legs start with the diagonal. Breathe in, toes to the ceiling. Out, roll. Breathe in, hold. And then breathe out. Control all the way down. Once your hips on the ground, tuck in your chin, curl up into sitting just behind your sit bones. Breathe in, reach. Out, lower. If that's too hard, just do one or the other. In, toes up. Or I say, yeah, out, roll. In, hold. And then out, control it all the way down. Once your hips are down, tuck in the chin, reach the hands, and curl up. In, reach the hands up, and out, control all the way down, legs on the diagonal. In, toes up, out, roll. In, hold, and then out, all the way back down. We're not going to curl up into sitting this time, we're just going to come back to the start, bend the knees, and hug the knees into your chest. And just rock very gently from side to side. And just loosen up the lower back a little bit. And then pull onto one leg, pull yourself up into sitting. Again, make sure that the towel isn't behind you or anything. You want plenty of space. So come right to the front of the mat. We're going to do a rolling like a ball. If you have osteoporosis or if you don't want to do this exercise, that's fine. You can just go back and do one of the previous exercises. Otherwise, I want you sitting up nice and tall to start. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Roll slightly behind your sit bones, so nice curve in your spine. Lift one leg off the mat, and then the second. Keep your eye line onto your knees. Breathe in and roll back. Breathe out. Come back up, balance just behind your sit bones. Breathe in and roll. Out and back. So again, we don't want the feet touching the mat. We want to get our balance. Roll and back. Roll and back. Roll and back. One more. Roll and back. And you can pop the feet back down. I'm going to make that slightly harder by adding a little claps with the feet. So this is called the seal exercise. So to start, just to show you the hand position, your knees are open a little bit more. Right hand comes across to the left ankle. Left hand comes across to the right. So you're kind of crossing your hands over, folded into your ankles. Don't worry too much about it. If you can't get it, you can just keep going with rolling like a ball. So similar starting position, roll past your sit bones, lift one leg up at a time. Open the knees a little bit wider. Cross the hands over to hold on to the opposite ankle. Again, tighten with your pelvic floor and your deep core. And then as you breathe in, just have to roll back. Then 3 claps. Breathe out, come back to the start. 3 claps. So we're trying to just hold it a little bit longer for a bit of balance. So breathe in, roll back. Hold it, 3 claps. Breathe out, back to the start. 3 claps. Again, breathe in. 3 and out. Clap, clap, clap. One more. And out. And then lower the legs back down and come back up into sitting up nice and tall. Okay. Imagine there's a wall behind you again to start. Head and neck in line, eyelid in front, hands reaching out in front. Take a breath in. Breathe out, tuck in your chin, roll forwards. Breathe in, roll back. And again, roll forwards and back. Forwards, keep the chin tucked in. Keep the back nice and curved. So, breathe in, roll back, out, forwards, one more. And back, up nice and tall. Sit whatever way you're comfortable next. You can go legs straight, cross-legged, knees bent, whatever you prefer. Up nice and tall, shoulders back and down, hands out nice and wide. Take a breath in. Breathe out, pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core, rotate to one side for 3 pulses. Breathe in, come back to the start, swap sides. And back, and again. Each little pulse, you feel you're getting a little bit further into the rotation. Make sure that you're not letting your arms move in and out. Pulse, 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 and back. One more. Back to the center, relax the hands down. Bring one hand up overhead, lean down to the opposite side, get a little bit of stretch. Come back to the center, and swap. towel again. Roll it up a little bit more into more of a cylinder shape, and then fly onto your side. Reaching the hands out in front. Knees bent, hips, feet, knees all stacked on top of each other. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Breathe in. Reach the hand to the ceiling. Breathe out. Roll. Start with the ribs. Just let the hand follow. We're not overstretching our shoulder. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Come all the way back to the start. Breathe in. Hand up. Out. Roll. In. Hold. Out. Back to the start. And again. Hand up. Roll. Breathe in. Hold it there. And then breathe out. All the way back to the start. Up the bottom hand under the towel. Reaching it up overhead. Knees bent. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Pull up with the pelvic floor and the deep core. Open up the top leg. Breathe in. Close. Out. Open. In. Close. Again, try to make it a little bit harder. Just lift the foot up. Open. And close. A bit more range. Open. And close. This time, breathe out. Open. Breathe in. Straighten out the leg in the air. Breathe out, bend the knees as the feet are touching again. Breathe in, close. Out, open, in, straighten, out, bend, in, close. Open, straighten, bend, close. Open, straighten, bend, close. Last one, we're just going to open and hold it open. Push as far as you can without letting the hip roll back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax back down. Relax the knees there. Legs straight. Reach the hands up overhead. Point the top leg away, so reaching it away as if you're trying to make the top leg a little bit longer. Make sure there's a gap in your waist. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Breathe in, point and lift the top leg. Breathe out, flatten, low. As you're doing this again, you're making sure you keep that little bit of a gap under your waist. Trying to keep the control, keep the ribs down, don't let them pull forwards. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. This time we're just going to lift it, and we're going to pulse it up and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, keep breathing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now we're just going to do small kicks back and forth. It's really hard to keep the control here. Use your hand in front if you need to. It's only small. 10, 9, 8, you're not going too far. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax back down. Breathe in. And out again. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Keep the ribs down. Breathe in, point and lift. Breathe out, meet it with the bottom leg. Flatten both feet and lower. Point and lift. Meet it, flatten, lower. Lift, meet it, flatten, lower. Lift, meet it, flatten, lower. Hold it there, breathe in. And out, lift the two legs up together. Breathe in, lower. Lift, lower. Breathe out and lift. In, lower. Last one, lift, hold it. 5, 4, keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Back down. Bottom hand, palm face down. Top hand resting onto your hip. Breathe in. And out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lift up the upper body and the legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. One more. Breathe in. And out. Lift up for 10, 9 again. Keep breathing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax back down. Bend the top leg out of the way. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lift up. We're going to pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're just going to hold it there for 10, 9. Really keep it up. 8, 7, 6, feel the burn on the inside. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax back down. Stack the legs back on top, keep them out slightly in front, ribs down, breathe in, and out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Breathe in, point and lift. Breathe out, kick forward for 2 pulses. Breathe in, pull back with the toes pointed away. Kick forward, pull the toes towards you. In, pull back. Again, keep the ribs down, you want your back nice and still. No movement in the upper body, it's just the leg. Last one. And back, relax the leg back down. Bring the legs back in line with each other. Come up onto your elbow for the side plank. Take a breath in. Breathe out, pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lift the hips up, hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Breathe in. And out, lift up. This time we're going to breathe in, hold. Breathe out, bring this hand down, tap your shoulder. Breathe in, back up. Out, tap, in, up. Tap, and back. Try to make it a little bit harder. You can rotate your body as well, and back up. So bring the hand under the opposite armpit, and back. One more. Rotate, and back. Relax the hips back down. We're just going to do one more side plank variation. Breathe in, and out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lift up, reach the hand up, lift the leg up, hold it for 10, 9, if it's too hard to drop the leg, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax back down. Up onto your hand, straighten it out. Bend the top leg so it's pointing up to the ceiling. Bring the legs slightly in front of your body. Top hand resting onto the hip. Breathe in and out again. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lift the hips up. Reach the hand overhead. Breathe in, lower. Out and lift. In, lower. Lift, lower. One more. We're going to lift and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax back down. Well done. That's that side done. Turn over to the other side. Bring the towel down to the other end of the mat. Roll up the towel a little bit to start. Reach the hands out in front. Knees bent, hips, knees all stacked on top of each other. Take a breath in and out again. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Breathe in, hand up to the ceiling. Out, roll back, start from the ribs, just let the hand fall. Deep breath in to hold. And breathe out all the way back to the start. Hand up, roll, in, hold, out, back. Again, we're not straining the shoulder. Most movements come from the ribs first of all, then the upper back, the hand just follows. Breathe in, hold, out, back, the last one. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Come all the way back. Bottom hand, reach it up overhead. Top hand onto your hip. Breathe in and out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Open up the top leg. Breathe in, close. Out. Open. In, close. Again, if you want, that's what the feet do. Open and close. Open, close. Open, close. Breathe out, open. This time, breathe in, straighten. Out, bend, in, close. Open, straighten, bend, close. Open, straighten, bend, close. This time, just open, hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down, relax the feet down. Straighten out the legs here in a straight line. Point the top leg away slightly. Breathe in. And out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Make sure there's a little gap under your waist. Breathe in, point and lift. Out, flatten and lower. point and lift, flatten, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. This time point and lift, we're going to hold it there. We're going to do small little pulses up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to kick back slightly for 10 little pulses, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Really working to keep the control. 3, 2, 1. Relax back down. Take a breath in. Keep that gap in your waist. Keep the toe pointed. Breathe in, point and lift. Breathe out, meet it with the bottom leg. Flatten the feet. Lower. Point and lift. Meet it. Flatten. Lower. Lift. Meet it. Flatten. Lower. Lift. Meet it. Flatten. Lower. This time breathe in, stay. And out, lift up the two legs together. Breathe in, lower. Out and lift. In, lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Two more. Last one, we're going to lift, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. Hand onto the hip. Bottom hand palm facing into the ground. Breathe in. And breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lift up, hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. Just one more. Breathe out. Lift up. Keep breathing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back down. Bend the top leg out of the way. Breathe in. And out again, pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core, lift it and pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it, keep it up there, hold it for 10, 9, 8, really get up as high as you can, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax back down. Stack the legs back on top of each other, bring them slightly in front, breathe in. And out, pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core, lift the top leg up, breathe in, and out, kick forward for 2, breathe in, pull back with the toe pointed away, kick forward, kick, and back, and again, kick, and back, kick, back, 2 more. Last one, 2 little pulses, all the way back. Relax the leg down, come back in line with your body, come up onto your elbow, take a breath in, and breathe out, pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core, lift the hips up, reach the hand up to the ceiling for 10, 9, keep breathing, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Again, breathe in, and breathe out, lift up, this time we're going to hold it, breathe in, and out, tap the opposite shoulder, in, back up, tap, and back, tap, and back. Again, adding in a bit of rotation if you want to, and back. Breathe out. Just 2 more. Last one. Relax the hips back down. Last variation, and we're just going to lift the top leg up as well. Breathe in. Breathe out, lift up, lift the top leg up to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax back down, well done. Last one then, bend the knees, come up onto your hand, bend the top knee up to the ceiling, top hand resting onto the knee. Take a breath in, and breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core, lift up, reaching the hand overhead. Breathe in, lower. Out, lift, in, lower, lift, lower. Last one, we're going to lift, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax all the way back down. And then just roll onto your back. We'll do a couple of quick stretches. Start by pulling the left knee across to the right shoulder. You're going right across the body. Get a nice stretch of the glute. Then pop your hands behind the knee, point the toes up to the ceiling. And lower back down, swap side, put the other knee across to the opposite shoulder. Again, get a nice stretch in the glute. Hands behind the knee, point the toes up to the ceiling. And lower the leg back down. From here, roll over onto your front. Reach the hands up overhead. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Keep the belly off the mat as best you can. Breathe in. And out. Lift up one arm and the opposite leg. Keep the belly button off the mat. Breathe in. Lower. Swap sides. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Finally, your next we're going to lift the two legs and both arms at the same time. So breathe in. Breathe out. Lift up the legs and the arms. Keep the core switched on. Breathe in. Lower. Out. Lift. In. Lower. This time, lift up. We're going to hold it here when we're swimming. So we're going to pulse our arms and our legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then relax back down. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Bring the hands down towards your head, so at the level of your ears. Breathe out. Bring the shoulders back and down. Lift the head, chest, and hands up. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out. Reach the hands forward. Breathe out. Circle them around and come all the way up. So breathe out. Dive. In, circle, and come up for air. Breathe out. Dive. In, up for air. Dive. Up. Last one. All the way back up. Hands by your ears. Relax back down. Open the knees out wide. And then bend the knees so the heels are touching. Again, just the heels, not the whole foot. Head nice and relaxed. Breathe in. And out. Squeeze the heels together. Breathe in. Release the pressure to keep the heels touching. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. 2 more. Last one. Squeeze. Release. Bring the knees back together. Relax them back down. Hands towards your chest. Push all the way up. Extension. Take a breath in. And sigh out. One more. Breathe in. And out. Push the hips up. Sit back onto your heels again into shell check. Hands straight out in front. Get a nice stretch all along your back. Walk your hands around to one side. And across to the other side. Hold it here for a couple of seconds. Back to the center, come up into kneeling. Okay, step forward with one leg. And then push through with the hips. Whatever knee's on the ground. Reach that hand up and lean down to the opposite side. And then come back to the center. If you can, try and lift the back leg up and grab onto it with your hand and just pull the foot in towards your hips. You get a stretch down the front of your thigh. If you find it too hard, just go back into the hip flexor stretch. Relax back down, swap over. And then just start pushing through the hips. Whatever knee's on the ground, reach that hand up, lean it down to the opposite side. Get a nice stretch. And then come back to the center. Again, the back leg, try and bend it, grab onto it with the foot, or grab onto it with your hand, and then you should feel a stretch down the front of the thigh. And then relax back down. Bring the other leg back. Walk your hands forward. We're going to come into our plank position. Okay, so starting with both feet back. Take a breath in. And breathe out. Tighten your pelvic floor and your deep core. Lift one leg up. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, push the heel away from you. Breathe in, push the toes away from you. You're just going to shift your body back and forth. Breathe out. And in. Out. In. One more. Relax the other leg down. Try and keep your plank position. Lift the other foot up. Breathe in. And out. Push the heel away. Breathe in. Push the toes away. Push the heel away. Push the toes away. Two more. Last one. Relax the foot down. Just relax the knees down. Let them break. And we're going to finish with our push-up. Okay? Feet back, so into your plank position. Just bring one foot back first of all. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull up with your pelvic floor and your deep core. Then come up into your plank. Breathe in. Out for 3, bend the elbows. Breathe in, push up. And again. Push up. One more. Push up. Let the hips come up. Walk your hands all the way towards you. And then stack your bones on top one at a time. Shoulders back and down. Head and neck in line. Come up onto your tiptoes. Lower. Bend your knees. Straighten. Breathe in. Out. Start to roll down again. Bend the knees when you have to. Walk forwards with your hands. Breathe in. And out. Bend knees. Elbows for 3. In. Push up. And again. Push up. One more. And I'm just going to hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the knees relax down. One more variation of plank then. Breathe in. If you want to go from your knees this time, you can. If you're feeling a bit tired, just try and go from your feet. Breathe out. Tighten your pelvic floor and your deep core. Up into your plank. Breathe in. And breathe out. Try bring one hand up to the opposite shoulder. In, back. Swap the leg. Up, and back. Up, back. Last one. And then let the hips come up. Walk your hands back towards yourself. All the way up. Flatten your bones on top. One at a time. Shoulders back and down. Head and neck in line. And we'll finish there, okay? Well done, everyone. Again, hope you enjoyed it. Any feedback, just let us know, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you.